Yep, 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 yep.
This meeting is being recorded. Leave.
Don't leave it. Join.
That's what I did by accident the other day.
Okay, here goes. Hi, it's Mark Wiltshire. Thanks for joining us for this special Huuhkajat Matchday Live edition of the Finnish Football Show. We're going to talk now just before the Bulgaria-Finland game, a little bit of preview, predictions. I'm joined by Rich. Hi, Rich.
Hello.
By Mark. Hi, Mark.
Moi.
And by Keke. Hi, Keke.
Terve.
And then when we finish recording this, we're going to go and watch the first half of the game. Then we're all going to jump back in together and give our halftime thoughts, and then the same thing at the end of the game as well. So Mark just published a kind of preview blog, and what he started doing is to rope us all in to helping him write the blog, so it's not completely a one-man band anymore. And there were some split opinions among the team. Let's go for those who are feeling a bit more cautious. Mark, let's hear a bit more from you, because you weren't able to join us on Friday, so people will be wanting to hear your thoughts. Based on the result on Wednesday, how are you feeling about tonight?
I think the result on Wednesday was fantastic. You know, I think it's one of those ones that goes down in history, and I think it's got absolutely bugger all to do with tonight, because I think what we did is we picked up on a we got a bit lucky because France had a lot of chances and they missed them, and then we got a midfield of Nzonzi and Pogba that we managed to bully, which I think is quite unusual when you play France. I think I saw some stat yesterday that Pogba and Kante, when they start and play 90 minutes, France haven't lost ever. I think they played like something like 30 games, and Pogba and N'Golo Kante have never been like beaten as a midfield duo. So I think we got lucky against France, and I think tonight Bulgaria are going to try and make it hard for us. They're going to make it, sticky. They're going to try and either block like at the back, or they're going to try and clog up the midfield and then hit us on the counter. So I think that, plus we're away from home and we're still Finland, I think Rive is going to be cautious. I'm going to go I reckon it's going to be a dire affair and a dirty 1-0 to us.
Which is exactly the phrase you used in the preview blog as well. Rich, talk a little bit about the team that's out there tonight.
Well, this is what I'd imagine a full-strength team would be. I mean, there's 11 changes from the one that started on Wednesday. I suppose Alho playing at right back is a bit of a surprise. I don't know if Reitela's not fully fit. Is he in his squad? I can't remember.
I think he dropped out, didn't he?
Oh, of course he did, yeah. So, obviously, Alho starting at right back is a big change. And Robin Lodd's been in good form. Rob Taylor's been in great form when he's made the national team the last few games. So, I think, there'll be the people who say, maybe Kauko's probably the most unlucky to not play in the starting 11 after his performance the other night. But certainly when you look at the spine of the team, Radetsky, Ariuri Toivo, Spav Camera, Poyan Palapuki, that's first choice, no doubt there. And then you've got plenty of options off the bench. So I think, and as Mark said, I'm more towards his camp. I think I can't see there being more than 2 goals. I think if a nice get one early in the second half, hopefully. But yeah, I can't imagine it being a cakewalk. I mean, Bulgaria have still got something to play for. They're bottom of the group, so we'll see.
Keke, you're in the slightly more optimistic side of the camp, along with me, I have to say. What do you think for this game, and why?
Well, as I said on the blog, I think the 2 up front who have come back have got something to prove. They'll be hungry to score goals after the young guns making such an impact against France in the week. So Poyan Palo and Pukki, they've got to hit the net to keep their place in the side. So I understand what the lads are saying. I think that Bulgaria will try and clog the midfield. They'll obviously try and be as resolute as they can in defence. But I think if we can penetrate that defence and get a goal in the first half, then it's not quite floodgates, but I can see us going on and scoring a couple more. I think that, to coin a phrase, I think that Bulgaria will at some point fill the false. So I think he's gonna make an impact at some point. And in the form he's in, you wouldn't bet against him finding the back of the net. So yeah, I've gone for a 3-0, and I think Radetzky's got all those clean sheets behind him. You've got Arayuri and Toivio coming back in, solid as a rock. So yeah, I've gone for 3-0 Finland.
I think we all kind of agree there's not going to be many goals against. Bulgaria in these 4 Czech Nations League games so far have scored once against the Republic of Ireland. So probably we're secure going forward. It's just in the other direction. So I also somehow always over optimistic, but I also predicted a 3-0 victory. So I'm feeling confident. I'm looking forward to this. You said before we started recording, Keke, that you've been excited all day.
Yeah, I'm well up for this.
And
it's obviously
Rich, sorry.
It's obviously a year to the day that we celebrated qualifying for Euro 2020 or 21, whatever they're going to call it, 2020. But so I say the players will know that it's a huge anniversary for them. That's going to pump them up a little bit. Obviously they're professionals, so they're not going to let it get carried away. But they're obviously aware of the anniversary. They the Palolito publicity people have been making a big show of that all day. So yeah, hopefully we can celebrate that anniversary and celebrate another win.
And Rich, you've had some communications from deep within the Huuhkajat camp today.
Yeah.
There's been quite a story on a photo story that broke. Give us a little bit of detail. So explain to everyone who maybe hasn't seen it what's happened and what your intel tells us.
Well, weirdly, so as UEFA allowed, Finland were training in the Bulgaria stadium the night before the game, and the Huuhkajat Facebook and Twitter published pictures from the squad training. One of them had a picture of Teemu Pukki with what can only be described as an old man haircut. It was, and the pictures then got deleted. So they removed the post both on Facebook and Twitter. And then it's just weird. I mean, it's obviously a deliberate thing and trying to work out, but I texted a player who I know in the squad who got back in touch and just said, we can't disclose the internal matters of the squad. So I'm not sure if it's a bet
he did
he's
say
lost.
Go on, sorry.
I'm not sure if it's a bet that he's lost or it's just paying tribute to someone. It might be someone's birthday or a big event for them or something. But yeah, it's just it's such an obvious thing. I mean, the deal to Salamat journalist who wrote the story suggests maybe he was a fan of Jordan Lechkov, the Bulgaria player when they played in the World Cup in '94. The same haircut with that little tuft at the front, and I think he scored the winner in the quarter-final against Germany. So hopefully that's the kind of little touch he's looking for, a bit of a Friar tuck going on.
It was a bit of a Friar tuck, yeah, that's true. The voice message you received, we heard it, and there was a twinkle in the voice, if one can say that it wasn't a straight refusal. It was a refusal with a smirk, I would say.
There is a story there somewhere.
There is.
It's I know we don't like to talk too much about ice hockey on this show, but a few years ago when Jyväskylä won the ice hockey SM Liga, the coach had a similar challenge. He was bald through the middle and had hair around the side, and quite a few of the Yuppie ice hockey fans decided to shave their heads in exactly the same style to celebrate the win. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe Teemu's is a tribute to someone.
Mark, what do you think? He's been a bit quiet on the goals front for the most of this year, really. Teemu Pukki. Recent form?
Yeah, he's not been on fire, I've got to say. You know what I mean? Like I think Norwich haven't took to the championship that well, and I think he's got a couple of goals. He's not set the world alight. So I think the other thing is that a little bit like this, like a bit of hijinks inside the squad might be good to get him a bit relaxed. Get him ingratiated back with the team a little bit and take a bit of the pressure off.
Talking about hijinks.
Sorry.
I was going to say it sounds like one of us has got a bit of hijinks going on in the background there, and those that are watching the video will see that Rich appears to be preparing dinner while talking and multitasking, using a very big knife and talking.
It's this UEFA weekend of football thing, isn't it? But yeah, no, I was just about to say maybe Finland are taking a book out of Romania when they all bleached their hair blonde at the '98 World Cup.
Yeah.
So, but then it's only
Let's see if
Pookie.
the entire squad comes out with their friar tuck today.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't think our beloved Spav will.
How about if we wrap it up there for now, and we'll jump back in at half time and see if any of us are anywhere near with our predictions, like we weren't on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
We'll be back. We'll be back shortly.
Enjoy the first half, everybody.
At the half-time whistle, the game is currently Bulgaria 0, Finland 2, which is about par for what some of us expected and much better than others. Keke, you can start us with what happened right near the beginning of the game.
Well, there you go. Teemu Pukki back in the side, back on the score sheet. I mean, a lot of credit's got to go to Robert Taylor for the pinpoint pass. But yeah, Pukki didn't. But he, we say he doesn't miss those ones, but he's not been in a too rich scoring vein of form lately. But yeah, he managed to find the back of the net and 1-0, and that's just the start we were looking for. I mean, both teams came out the traps quite rapid, and it was a bit frantic first few minutes. But yeah, to go 1-0 up away at that early in the game settles the nerves, and great finish from Teemu.
It was classic Pukki, wasn't it? Like on the shoulder of the defender, and the ball slipped through to him, and he ran in from the edge of the box and sort of slotted it past the keeper. That settled my nerves quite early on, that's for sure. Mark, you predicted the game would be a dirty game and quite tight. How did you find the first half?
Yeah, it was a lot more open. I think the Bulgarians, when they were in possession at the start, first 5 minutes, and they kept going. Actually, they're trying to push the fullbacks up with the wingers to double up on Alho and on Uran on the other side. So they're being a lot more aggressive than I would have thought. They are still being dirty without the ball, so they try to drop back without the ball to like a flat five at the back, and they've been throwing tackles around like crazy. So they've gone in hard and heavy on Lod in particular. Borjan Palo obviously limped off, which is not good to see, and a lot of others. They're really throwing their weight around. So they've been dirty like that.
But was there actually contact on Borjan Palo?
There was contact on his shoulder. So they've gone across the back of him and sort of pulled him a bit, and he's pulled up. I think so. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's something's gone in his. I think he had problems with his ankles before.
It looked like he turned his ankle, yeah, but I didn't. There was so much going on in that moment, and they only showed the action a couple of times. So actually seeing what caused him to sort of turn over his ankle was a bit tricky to see.
It looked like the planted foot. He was running at pace, wasn't he? He was going quite. He looks like he's planted his foot, and the weight's gone down on that planted foot. So it doesn't look nice for the moment, but hopefully, we wait and see what the prognosis is. But hopefully, it's not another long one for him.
Rich, who caught your eye during the first half?
Well, I think from what I saw, I mean, having Taylor and Lod in that team, they give something a bit different. They're the two positions that you kind of think are the most up for grabs in that side. And yet they've both turned up. Taylor's been in excellent form in the Finland shirt for the last couple of games. Lod has been playing really well in MLS. And I know he's not been in the squad. A lot of it's for club versus country kind of stuff. But, he's come in and done really well. I mean, he's a quality player anyway. And I think he's just kind of suffered in where does he fit into the team. But, he's looked really good. He's looked like he's not missed any action at all. And there's a lovely taken goal at the end as well. I'd say the end of the first half.
It's a hard one to take as well because he's like it's bobbling up and out. He's got to get over the ball. Like he gets over it and digs it into the ground and then back up. Because you hit that one 10 times and 9 times it goes into row F.
But he's such a technically good player. I think that's what Finland have missed. He's not as quick as some of the others, but
Yeah.
on the ball and his control. I mean, a lot of the goals he scores in America, they are well taken first-time finishes. Normally, he's the first on with a rebound and things like that, and that's exactly what happened here. So no, he's done really well.
I like Alho right back as well. I know that Albin Granlund was there for a year or two regularly, but I don't know. Alho seems to bring a little bit of bite, and also when the game allows it, he's getting down the wing as well and provides a bit of extra down there. I've liked seeing him in the team the last few games.
He is certainly getting forward, but when you say a bit of bite, he's got to be a bit careful. He's on a yellow, and he's you know, there was another mistimed tackle that he was quite late. He gave away the free kick, and he's just got to watch his timing, I think, in this second half. But yeah, he's doing well.
I think he shouldn't have been booked for the first one, but I think he probably should have been booked overall.
Yeah.
First off, he did enough niggly ones. I think the lad they've got a number 9 Delev, who seems to have a pretty quick feet and a good turn of pace. He needs to stay away from him. He keeps getting drawn close and then starts like sticking his feet in where he shouldn't. So he needs to back off. But I don't think we don't have a like for like. We don't have a proper right back on the bench today. So he's going to have to do the job.
And we saw, we mentioned that Joel Hockenpala went off injured, and it saw Marcus Forss come on. So my Wednesday prediction that he might make a cameo has been blown out of the water for the second time, because he's going to get a good hour's worth of play again in this game. So let's see what comes from him in the second half as well. I guess, unless anyone's got any other comments on the first half, maybe we wrap up there and get back together at the end of